thought I was going to be stressed out about money. And if you look at any of the financial news, if you look at any of the news, any of the political news, I mean, it has you on pins and needles. I can't say it any other way, but it has you on pins and needles because it just makes it seem that we're going to hit a 1929 style depression. We're going to hit calamity. It's going to be like George Orwell's 1984 is about to burst on the scene, looking lean with a hardcore dream. The dream doesn't symbolize I made it to the top, but RoboCop last year was a shock. Just kidding. But anyway, I digress. But what I found is everything that I believed in and everything I talked to you about believing in terms of putting money away and setting up the systems to have money work for you, it comes to fruition. And so it put me in a spot where I have to take my own advice and do trust the markets. And I'll tell you, when we went to Panama last year, the other side of going to Panama was I was nervous because that trip was fairly expensive. But the reality is that the markets have performed in such a way that whatever I paid for that trip, I've made at least 10 times that since that trip. And I don't anticipate that happening every single year, but it takes away from the stress. I just don't think about it, because in order for me to find myself in that type of situation, a lot of things have to happen. It's not to say that they can't, and it's not to say that I shouldn't think about those things, because I do. I think about them regularly, but I don't let them consume me. And I think when I look back at my life, I think about how many what ifs came around that, not that I took into account, but that I allowed to consume my thought process. And so I'm not going to do that anymore.